What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 2 of Tea with me, Shane Todd. Thanks to everyone who listened to last week's episode, which was the first one, and shared it and retweeted things and sent nice messages. I appreciate that. We're rolling on. We're back. Wednesdays is Tea with me day. Wednesdays, no matter what's going on, you have a tea with me. You sit, and what I really like is people who send me messages with them with a cup of tea, listening to the podcast. I've got a guest this week. It's Sam Halliday from Two Door Cinema Club. Two Door Cinema Club are one of my favourite bands. Been to see them a couple of times. Met Sam a couple of years ago at a show I did in London, and we've kind of just been friends ever since. So good chatting to him about being in the band, about the realities of life as a guitarist in a very, very big band, and the fact that so many of their songs are iconic. You know, whenever you see sort of like festivals like Glastonbury, Reading, Leeds, whenever you see Two Door play, there's so many songs like What You Know, I Can Talk, there's Undercover Martin, there's 10 songs that they play that just send crowds wild. So got to sort of pick his brains a bit. And also, we're just talking a bit of shit as well. We're talking about tea. We're talking about Joey Barton. All the things, or should I say Joseph Barton, all the things you want to hear about. And we did questions at the end that you very kindly sent us. So look forward to this episode. I should also point out that I've injured my neck, and it's also meant that I can't say words. I injured my neck at the gym this morning. Alright, everybody knows I'm a sort of buff guy or whatever you're saying about me, big muscular meathead. I was at the gym this morning, and I like to wear a little belt when I go to the gym. Not like a wee leather belt, like a wee metal belt that I do dips with. And I couldn't find a belt. Well, I say I couldn't find it. There was a man using it, and I didn't want to ask him, could I have it? So what I did was I put loads of metal chains around my neck, and then I did dips with them. And I couldn't work out when I was driving home why I had a really sore neck, and then I remembered that I had put a lot of metal chains around my neck, and all the way it was just directly going onto my neck. So I'm turning in a very weird way. That's why I'm on a swivel chair, because it does the work for me. But yeah, I'm moving kind of weird. So if you're watching the podcast going, why is he moving like a pensioner? That is why. Please enjoy episode 2 of Tea with me with the brilliant Sam Halliday from Two Door Cinema Club. Sam Halliday, my first guest on Tea with me.
Whoa. Hi.
Big moment. Now, what I like to do is when guests, I say what I like to do when guests come on, but as I've just admitted, you're my first guest. But this is the new tradition. When people come on, I'm going to ask you to bring your own cup. And you've brought your own cup. I can see the back of the cup, but I can't see the front of it. You've sort of hinted that there might be a bit of a surprise on it. It might be special to you in some way. So
I think you're going to be massively underwhelmed.
Well, that's the theme of the podcast. Massive underwhelming.
Really, I think the first flaw is calling it a cup. I'm more of a mug man.
Well, I talked about this last week. So it just says you rock.
It does. It says you rock. It's punctuated. It's pretty plain.
So, full disclosure, massively underwhelmed.
Yeah.
You brought it in like a separate bag this morning when we met
big
up.
reveal. Yeah,
I genuinely
built it up.
I thought you had something customized just to come on here, but
Yeah.
you've just got you rock.
Yeah, it's not even my mug.
It's Dwayne Johnson's.
Yeah. No, it's my wife's, I think. But I just always go for it because it's the biggest one in the cupboard.
Well, that's why you can dismiss those big Sports Direct mugs as like a novelty mug. You know, the big massive ones.
Uh-huh.
But if you're sick,
oh yeah,
and you want a big cup of tea and you don't want to get up, like sometimes I'll have a cup of tea and then I'll have another cup of tea.
Yeah.
But with that, you're having about 4 cups in one.
Well, that's it. And when have you ever not finished a cup of tea?
Maybe 4.
Yeah,
something like that. When we lost a relative, you know.
Yeah, and the reason I like a mug over a cup is sometimes a cup can be a bit thin. Nothing worse than a thin rim. Lip burn.
Chris, you're banking the house. Technical difficulties there. Sorry, Sam. What I was saying is I want clippable content. I want clickbait.
Okay.
And you've just admitted that you favour a thin rim. Or
No.
You hate.
I hate a thin rim. Nothing worse than you're looking forward to this cup of tea. You go in for the first sip, lip burn straight away.
Right. Yes.
Lip burn on the rim. So a good thick rimmed.
Name me your rap album.
Yeah, good mug, good heavy mug. All about the volume.
How many cups of tea do you drink a day?
Probably only 2, but they're big mugs. So if you're talking cups, it's probably about 5.
You are in the band Two Door Cinema Club, and I'm saying that like you don't know that, but I
Whoa,
assume you're aware
Yeah.
that is the band you're
Sometimes I forget.
in. Is there an element of tea in the band when you guys travel? When you're in the studio, is there tea scattered around?
I have to say, it's become more of a coffee game.
Oh,
Yeah, we travel with the AeroPress and all that sort of stuff, for making the sort of pour
they're your support band, aren't they? Right, so you've got coffee facilities.
Yeah, coffee facilities. Yeah, I'm ashamed to say it's all turned that way. Whoa, around.
Well, I only started drinking coffee like 9 months ago.
Yeah, well, no, it's good, right? Like you can get good coffee everywhere.
I'm drinking maybe 2 cups. Maybe I'm on 2 cups of coffee a day, and tea I'm anything between 6 and 12.
Whoa,
I know.
that's
I know.
outrageous.
I know.
I keep the coffee to 1 in the morning, mostly because I get a wee subscription, and I've got it now that if I have 1 a day, that means that I can have it for the full month. It only comes once a month. It's nice, and then you savour it. It's
And the same with
thing.
pods. You know the wee pods?
Oh, yeah.
I love scrounging pods. You'll meet a lot of people who buy the coffee makers, but they don't like the pods they got with it or whatever. I will always take those.
Yes, they're just willy-nilly with the pods.
But we're not here to talk about coffee.
Yes, I know.
We're talking
sorry.
about tea and general life.
Yeah.
The coronavirus, what are we going to do?
Yeah, well, our next gig's supposed to be in May. In China.
In Wuhan?
Yeah, not in Wuhan.
Headline of Wuhan
North and south of Wuhan. But yeah, it doesn't look like that's looking good at the minute. But
it's not.
Yeah.
And this has just come into my head. I don't know if you've toured Australia recently.
Yeah, just before all that sort of kicked off there, yeah.
I saw a Facebook comment that I just remembered of someone that I vaguely know who just wrote, and by the way, this person is absolutely not in the natural disaster prevention industry, but this person wrote on Facebook, RE Australia, underground sprinklers.
What? Just
They were basically saying this could all be prevented if they just installed some underground sprinklers throughout Australia.
the whole country.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
So there you go.
Who'd have thought?
You and I have become friends in the last 2 years.
Yeah. I guess so, yeah. 2 years.
And I think it all started with a little mutual Twitter follow.
Yeah. So we met whenever you were doing some BBC stuff at the Irish Open, I think.
Yes. Yeah, you and Kev from the band were about to go and play in the Pro-Am at the Irish Open.
Yeah.
And you were very nervous.
It was horrendous.
And I can sympathise because I'm terrible at golf.
Yeah, us too.
But no, I think you're both actually very good. But it's like the best golfers in the world were there.
Yeah, I mean anyone who could even play golf, I think, would probably be very intimidated in that scenario.
Yeah.
But it was nice. You give us a lift round to the driving range.
Yeah, that was part of the video. So I would like interview celebrities and well-known people as I would drive them in a wee buggy, and then it was all filmed. But loads of people didn't know that it was being filmed, despite the 12 GoPros on the card. Like, there's a couple of people I drove around who said to me after, like, I was real, like, it was Mark Simpson, who's like a political correspondent at BBC, and we had a real good laugh on the way around, and I was like, this is gold. And then he was like, I don't know if I liked you, I thought, it was obviously being filmed, so I was just trying to make him laugh and stuff, but he thought that I was generally just driving people to the tee. And I had to say, like, no, that was all being filmed. He thought I was just very intense, one of these people who's always trying to make somebody laugh.
Yeah,
but I wasn't.
Which you're not, I can attest to.
What? I went to see Two Door in the Telegraph building, which I was going to say is the first time I saw you guys live, but it's not.
Oh,
Ward Park was the first time I saw.
you
guys
live. Yeah.
The Telegraph show was unreal. It's really good.
Yeah, it's good fun. Good venue.
Do you feel that people in Northern Ireland almost don't know that Two Door are a Northern Ireland band?
Yeah, I think so. I think that we've sort of, up until that show in the Telegraph building, we've always had a bit of a tough time playing gigs here. I think there's always a bit of hype around your home show, and it gets built up a lot. And I don't know. I think that there's too much pressure on it almost. You know, lots of friends and family come, and I don't know. I guess there's not as it felt like whenever we were starting out here, there was more of a sort of music scene. Not that there's not that now, but I don't know. I guess just there's a lot else going on now. People don't really go and see bands as much as they maybe used to.
I'm the same. I won't do a gig in Hollywood, where I'm from.
Yeah.
And some people mistake that from like, I forget where you came from. It's the opposite. It's like I would feel beyond nervous to the point where I couldn't do a good show if I was gigging here. And it's like everyone you know. Like, you obviously like to see familiar faces in the crowd, but when it's all familiar faces and people are like, what about that time you pissed yourself at a school disco? tell that one.
Yeah.
And you're like, Dad, give it a rest.
Yeah, luckily we don't get too much haggling, I guess.
Well, do you ever get anything shouted out? Because I imagine, like, comedy's different because there's a lot of silence in between the words, but
yes, yeah.
In between songs, you ever had anything very bizarre shouted?
Probably, but nothing springs to mind. It's usually pretty positive, I guess. Used to get drum solo a lot back in the day when we didn't have a drummer,
right?
Which was obviously hilarious.
Yeah.
But no, now that we're a proper band, we don't get as much of that.
You said that we used to do a gig in Brazil or somewhere in South America, and Ronaldo was there.
Oh yeah.
You just spotted him in the crowd.
Yeah, we were doing a festival in Sao Paulo, and Kev, we sometimes sort of, he would be on the opposite stage to me. We would sort of walk over to each other and have a little sort of mime to each other.
What do you call that when people in bands do that? Like when like the lead singer and like, you know, the guitar player, they give each other a wee nod and they get like face to face. And is that like, do you do that at the same time in every show?
We practice that one.
Or sometimes do you just feel it?
Yeah, there are definitely moments where it works, and you know, but most of the time it's like you're trying to communicate something like, have you seen that person over there? Or
oh, so you go do that and play like face to face just so you can be like,
have a wee yarn about the crowd. Yeah.
What time's the bus picking us up after the show?
Yeah.
You're doing admin basically, and
pretty much. Yeah. So Kev tries to mouth something to me, and of course, like, it's usually stuff that you can sort of, you know, understand what somebody would be trying to say to you in that scenario.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's trying to say like, Ronaldo was over there, and you're like, no, I'm not getting that.
The Brazilian Ronaldo.
Yeah. Yeah. And it didn't quite get it. And then I saw him. So like, have you ever been at a big festival where they have that walkway up the middle where it's all like barriered off?
Yes.
Up to the sound desk.
Yes.
So he comes walking down there, and I finally spot him and just totally lose my mind. Can't stop smiling. Just one of those moments.
Does he clock you looking at him?
I don't think so. No, he's sort of head down at this point. Just wants to get out of there. He's had enough.
Right. So do you think he wanted to be at the festival or?
Yeah, I think so. Why not? He's Ronaldo. He can go to those sort of things and have the time of his life, I'm sure.
The closest I've ever had to that, like, it's not a similar level, but I remember the celebrity chef Paul Rankin.
Oh yeah.
Came doing up on my gig in the pavilion I did on the Ormore Road, and he was wearing like a leather jacket, and I don't even know like who he was with. I think he might have been by himself, and he was in the smoking area after, and I walk out that way, and I was walking out, and this is like 10 years ago. And Paul Rankin said, I don't know why this has stuck with me for life, but he goes, hey man, good set. And he took a puff of his cigarette in his black leather jacket. He goes, I like comedy. I like the dark shit.
Did you feel the need then to have a cigarette with him?
Yeah, I don't smoke, but I was like, Paul, give me a cigarette. And by the way, I love your wheaten bread. I love your breads.
Yeah.
Fair play. I mean, that's the closest thing I've had to a celebrity at my show, I think. I think it put me off. You know what I mean? Like, you just look out and see like a celebrity, you're like, why are they here?
Oh, yeah.
Like, doing a gig and, why is Ainsley Harriott there in a pair of shorts? You know?
Yeah.
Not that that's happened, but I would like it. I would definitely like it if that happened.
Oh, yeah. Definitely the pressure goes along with it. We had the drummer from Metallica at a gig once.
Oh.
Because his son was a fan. It's always the thing. It's never the actual person is a fan. It's
I get that all the time. My wife loves you.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Tell her I said hello. Yeah, will do. I think you're shite. Okay, didn't need that. Didn't need to know that.
Always that. It's always, my girlfriend or my sister or my little brother or something. It's like, alright, great. Yeah, you think we're shit. We get
it.
Yeah. So he was at a gig and there was one song we played back then that I start the intro for, and we had to restart the song 3 times. It was horrendous. I just wanted the ground to swallow me up.
And not like in a Kanye West way where he just demands it restarts. You mean just technical issues?
It was just like, I've just got the countdown wrong.
Oh.
I'm now just like dying inside, and this can't go quick enough. Yeah.
Right.
Horrendous. Still have nightmares about it, obviously. So
have you had any other, like, you've been played at a festival and like clocked anyone at the side of the stage, like any other musicians that are just watching?
Musicians, yeah. Probably. I can't really think right now. I don't know.
Do you get like proper in the zone during a gig? Because like at that Telegraph show, you look like well into it.
I think I'm quite an advocate for fake it until you make it. Sometimes, most of the time, yes. But there are some times where I'm like just tired or whatever, and you're just like, oh, don't want to be here.
Do you ever have this
you
thing?
Just smile and think, everyone's here to have a good time, and then you start. I think once you sort of force yourself into it a bit, you can be very natural about it, and it just takes over then.
Well, sometimes I have this thing, if I can't like get into a gig, I feel like sometimes I'm watching myself doing the gig. I don't know if you ever had that, but I feel like I'm out of my own body.
Yes.
Watching myself. I'm standing at the side of the stage with Paul Rankin having a cigarette. That's sometimes the way I feel. Did I ever tell I was offered a lift with you guys once?
A lift?
In the very early days of Tudor. Did I ever tell you this?
A lift where?
Alright. I was doing Across the Line on Radio Ulster, and yous were doing like a set, and I needed a lift home. I was reviewing gigs back then, just so I could go get to see gigs, and you being like from Bangor,
passing through Hollywood.
Yep. Riggsy at the time was like, how are you getting home after this? And I said, I'll probably just get a bus or something. He goes, Tudor can give you a lift, they live in Bangor. And I never took the lift because I was like, you probably just don't want to get, I was like, nah, I don't want to give you a lift.
That was probably back in the Renault Megane days. Kev's mum's car.
If I had known it was a Megane, I'd have been there. So what was the start of, I actually don't know this story, I've never talked to you about this, but how did the band start? Because what I heard, which might be totally true, was did you guys go to the same church?
No, we all went just to high school together, and starting a band was like something to do. So we didn't all love, like, Alex never really played sports, and Kev played rugby and I played hockey, so it wasn't like we were doing that as like friends.
I played hockey too.
Yeah,
Why?
What a waste of
Why
years.
Did we do it? Yeah, it was a terrible game.
So that was our like fun thing to do on a Saturday, I guess, or after school. And
what age like?
Like 15 probably, and then we formed Tudor when we were like 17. So yeah, we've kind of been doing it in some form since then. So it's
did the hits come pretty quick? Because it seemed like when the first album came out, you guys were, when Tourist came out, you guys were really, really young at that point. Because I remember being, because we're the same age kind of, and I remember being really young and listening to those songs. Like and I think the in-between, I always remember the music being in the in-betweeners.
Yeah. Which is pretty cool now. Like, you watch that show back as like a bit of like cultural sort of, pop sort of stuff.
Yeah, because
pop culture. What's the word? Pop culture. Which is awesome to be part of. But yeah, like most of those songs from that first album are songs we were playing in Belfast when we were like 17, 18. Yeah, which is kind of the luxury of your first album, I suppose.
Was there a moment where all those songs started being used for stuff? Like one of the songs used in FIFA is What You Know used in FIFA?
I don't know. I think maybe the first one was I Can Talk. I don't know. Yeah, that was obviously really cool because we grew up playing that, and you get super excited about it. But yeah, it's that, and then like with stuff like the In-Betweeners and all, you kind of don't know about it almost till it happens, because the BBC have some sort of like blanket royalty agreement. So it's not like we've had like stuff in like Grey's Anatomy before, and you sort of get bit of a shout about that beforehand, and they're like,
but sometimes you can be watching the thing and go, oh, there's us.
Yeah, same with all those like TV sort of adverts for shows coming on, like The Only Way Is Essex or whatever it's called, all that sort of stuff. That's not definitely what it's called, is it?
No. What's a moment where it goes from like being in a band playing on Saturdays, doing some local gigs, maybe to like international band?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it just all happened so slowly and gradually. Like, I remember our first show probably outside of, I think our first show outside of Northern Ireland was in Paris, just because like our record label was based there, and we drove just like all night from here, like, and did a club night there. And yeah, we sort of did like a few other club nights around Europe and stuff, and then I remember we got our first festival offer. It was like something outside of the UK, which was in like Latvia, and sort of just all these weird little things that you do.
Yeah.
I guess we've been lucky that we were able to go when we were super young, and like just it didn't cost very much for us to go and do that sort of thing at that time, and put the groundwork in early doors, and yeah, just sort of always grown from there.
What's it like when people start to know the songs? Like when you go to somewhere like Latvia and you get like a couple of seconds into a song and you see people know it. Does that creep up on you? Like, is there a moment where you go, people start to notice this, or is there a couple of gigs you did where it just was like instant?
No, it's little by little for sure. Like at the start, it's always like maybe 1 in 3 people there know who you are, because they've just like brought their mates.
Yeah.
It's a relative of somebody, or I think that was the weird thing whenever we first started doing gigs, and it wasn't like you didn't know anybody in the crowd, because like whenever we did our first tour of the UK, all our mates were at uni, and so it was all like our mates and their uni friends sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So the first few gigs you do, you're like, I genuinely know nobody here. This is kind of weird. Like it's all just people who have discovered the band, not because they're like there as a favour almost.
It's unreal when the mates that are dragged along say to you after the show, I kind of like that.
Yeah,
that's like for me, it's like when I do a gig, say in London, and there's someone from London there, and he's like, my girlfriend likes you. I laughed at one point. Like that's the best thing.
Yeah,
that's it when you convert someone who was dragged along.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then after that, during that first album, was it when those songs were coming out? Is that when everything changed, or was it like? Because the way some people will release a song and it kind of goes out in the charts, and then maybe their music used in something, so people find out about it then. What was the moment where you were like, this is work? Where maybe you thought, I'm always going to be doing this?
I think I probably naively thought that probably since I was about 17.
Right.
But whenever we first released that album, it didn't really do very much, and we were almost going to go in and record the second one like pretty soon after. But yeah, it was like maybe 8 months after it came out, we finally got a song on the Radio 1 playlist. I think that's whenever it sort of all started to happen more.
Yeah.
So, and we sort of almost started the campaign all over again at that point. But yeah, like we released our first single probably like 3 times.
Oh wow!
We did all that, yeah.
What did it get to the first time you put it in the charts?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't think we've ever really charted in like singles charts anyway.
Right.
I also have no clue about this sort of stuff. So
yeah, you just never took an interest in.
I took an interest whenever it started to actually chart in like the album charts and stuff. That was obviously pretty cool. But we only ever got to number 2 in the album charts. That was with the second album. So
yeah, because I guess that used to be such a thing of like your position in the charts was the number one thing.
Yeah, 100%.
That's all it was about.
Yeah, whereas now for us it's always just been about who comes to shows, because like ever since we started releasing music was like the decline of people buying music. So their first album, it was like you were worrying about people leaking it online and downloading it on BitTorrent.
Right, yeah.
Which seems bizarre now. Yeah. How things change quickly. So now it's cool, like there's no risk of that really happening, you think, and it's all about Spotify and sort of legit streams, which is cool.
Jerry Cinnamon, who... Do you know who that is?
No. Sounds like someone you've just made up.
It does sound like that, but he is.
I know loads about music. Yeah.
See, I anytime we talk about music, I'm like, you've heard about this person, and like I forget that you don't know every single artist in music just because you're a musician.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not making up Jerry Cinnamon. He does sound made up, especially when I'm like, he's just this Scottish guy who wears a weird hat.
Yeah.
I think he is. Am I making Jerry Cinnamon up? No, he is real. But he's this Scottish guy, and he just plays with an acoustic guitar, and he doesn't really get radio play. He doesn't have a record label. I think he puts everything out himself. But I mean, he sells out the Odyssey, Custom House Square.
Wow.
And he's just going to be doing a sell in Hampden Park. That's like 70,000 people or whatever, and he is massive and purposely. I think he maybe plays up to the whole unsigned, don't care about charts thing a bit. But yeah, that's just a guy just putting stuff out himself. I mean, it's like stand up in a way. Like people are, like TV has been around for so long, but now people like myself are just doing things themselves.
Oh, yeah.
You can make something, put it out, do it whatever way you want, and it's your thing.
That's it. I think there's this myth in sort of the media industry, isn't there, where you're like waiting for somebody to come along and just be like, I take you to the top. You know,
Yeah.
you've made it now.
Yeah, a gold envelope, you know,
Yeah,
it
I
just
think
doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's all little by little with most things.
Yeah. And whenever you guys do shows here, do you notice like people go up? You know the way I always feel like artists say, "Oh, the crowds in Northern Ireland are totally different to everywhere else." But maybe that just gets said everywhere. But is there a unique thing about crowds here, or do you feel like different energy when you play here, or does it just feel like another good show? Kind of?
It's like, how do you say these things without just really pissing a load of people off?
Well, no, I mean,
The best crowd.
I think if you say like Belfast crowds are just the same as all other crowds, I think we'd take that.
Yeah, I think
Thank God, because we think we're mental.
Yeah, I don't think it's as broken down as, you know, it's different from Belfast to say, I don't know, somewhere else in the UK or Ireland. I think, yeah, pretty similar. People sometimes get a bit rowdy, sometimes people a bit chilled at the back, sort of how it goes, you know.
Have you done like, because Bangor is your hometown, like people always say to me, like Belfast is my hometown gig, and I guess it is in a way,
Yeah.
because you can't really do like a big show in Hollywood, but have you done a big show in like Bangor anywhere, just your own show? Because I feel like that would be so great.
No, don't think
Like
so.
a summertime thing.
Yeah, it'd be fun. I don't know. It's sort of one of those things. You try and do something big and then nobody comes. I think there's always that fear.
I think if you guys put on the likes of a Ward Park or somewhere outdoor during the summer, because when I watch your festival stuff, like festival coverage, if you do Glastonbury or whatever, all you have to do is start. There's about 8 songs that you just start, and the crowd are like, this is it, and everybody knows it. And that seems to be the same like everywhere you go. Like if you do like Coachella or anywhere like that, and I see like festival highlights, because I am like it's like weird to talk about because we're friends, but I'm like a huge fan of the band, and was like before we met. Like you being at that gig that you came to in London was a wee bit like weird for me. You know, it's one of those things where like, oh God, don't mess this up. But like, I don't know, I just think like a big show here. Yeah,
I mean, something that I think we'd all love to do and go well. I think there's the fear elements there a bit. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Snow Patrol have a monopoly on the big Ward Park gig. So
yeah,
we're happy just to go and let them take all the risks, and we'll just come in and play for half an hour and have a few beers. Yeah.
I want to ask you about away from music. Like, my thought would have been that being a musician, being in the band, that's 100% of your life, kind of like that takes up all day, every day, all your hours. But it's not really like that, is it? Like away from touring and recording.
Well, that's it. I think that can be the dangerous thing for a lot of people, is that it becomes your like sole identity. You know, it's like, oh, I am a guy in a band, and then as soon as you stop being a guy in a band for a few months, you like don't know what to do with your life, and it's really hard.
You seem to cook a lot of pizzas.
Yeah, not to make light of that, but I think it's important to have stuff outside of it for sure, and to remember your own like individual passions and hobbies and things. So yeah, like when I come home, I feel like I lead quite a boring life, where I am a stay-at-home husband almost now, and enjoy a lot of cooking and exercising and doing all the chores. Cause
chores are fun. Well, like they can't like. Putting stuff on a washing line is something like I'm pretty new to, and I'll do it maybe 3 times a year, but I enjoy it.
It's a treat.
Well, yeah, it is a treat. When you see like a neighbour as well, who's also putting clothes, and you're also putting clothes out, it's fun.
How do you fit the neighbour interaction, or you have to say the like cliche lines, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, one thing you can always do is a sweeping statement about the weather, a wave at the same time, and then keep walking. Because that covers all bases.
Yeah.
Say something general about the weather. You know, it was like this every day, but you wouldn't go to Spain, and then you wave, keep your head down, and just continue to walk. And they'll say something back, just don't acknowledge it. You go, that's enough. That'll do there.
Yeah. Let's not get carried away. So yeah, just a lot of boring stuff. Catch up with people, exercise, play a bit of football. Try and do a bit of music, keep on top of that. Remember how to play the guitar and keep the fingers, work ready.
I think it's funny how you and I are so into football,
I know,
Because,
we're
like,
like treated like it's a professional game.
yeah,
don't we?
like if our texts are kind of what you would imagine, like like Steven Gerrard and Frank Lampard would text each other. It's like, big game on Saturday, mate. Like, oh yeah, you're hoping to get into those playoff spots and
I know,
stuff. And like,
everyone else turns up like.
if you saw the standard replay, you'd be like, this doesn't justify any communication.
Everyone else turns up hungover on a Saturday morning. We've like spent all week trying to condition like perfectly beforehand, and we're still terrible.
I've got loads of questions. Whenever I put out that you were coming, I don't think you were buzzing with the photo I used for the Instagram story that you were coming on.
Yeah, well, it's not from the best time probably for pictures. It was, I think, back in 2012. Potentially that picture was from. Just not you've thrown in some help or something there.
No, I'm getting the questions. Sorry about that. We're taking a really, really short break, and then we'll be back with Two Door Cinema Club, Sam Halliday. But before we do that, Tea With Me has a sponsor, and the sponsor is the Limelight Belfast, the most famous venue for live music and club nights in the country. Coming up, Sigala, Example, Gabrielle Applin, Magnum, Inhaler, JC Stewart, plus many more, with a student-friendly club night 5 nights a week. See limelight.com and Limelight Belfast on Facebook for full listings and info. If you're interested in sponsoring Tea With Me, maybe you're a tea company and you want to sponsor our bags, then you can do that. If you want to send us mugs, we will gladly take it. Or if you're any other company or business that'd be interested in sponsoring Tea With Me, just give me a shout. I want to be elusive. I could give an email, but you know where to find me. Okay, online. Don't physically come and find me. Don't jump out of a bin. Alright, mate, I want to sponsor your podcast. You know, I run a bouncy castle company. Get out of my bin. Speak to me on social media. We'll do something. Okay? Let's get back to the podcast with Sam Halliday. Okay, so I've got a big list of questions. Where do we start? I think we start with Kev.
Oh, great.
Kev Baird from the band.
This is obviously going to be a stitch up.
Who says, ask him about the time he became a personal photographer in Ibiza.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I feel like it's one of those things you have to be there. It was so cringe. We were doing Ibiza Rocks, and you stay at this like really nice hotel called, I want to say, Pikes or something. It's like, it was used in like a Wham music video back in the day.
Club Tropicana, maybe?
Yes.
Oh yeah, great.
It's there, so it's really cool, and it's like a very weird old guy that owns it. Very bit of a character.
You don't have to pay too much for drinks either.
Yeah.
Club Tropicana drinks are free.
Yeah, a few people missed their flights the next day. Let's say that, and so we were hanging out at the pool in this place during the day, and these two guys start chatting to me, and very friendly, and he's like, "Oh, do you mind if we just go over here and get a picture? Would that be all right?" And I was thinking, "Oh yeah, no worries. You know, used to this by now."
Yeah.
And we get over there, and it turns out that he's seen. He's like, "Oh, can you bring your camera? We don't have one." I was like, "Yeah, sure." And it was back in the day whenever I used to bring like an actual camera.
Digital camera.
Digital camera.
Yes.
Yep. So yeah, I bring the camera thinking, oh, bit weird, but yeah, sure, I can email it to you or something. And turns out that it's some guy who is here interviewing the owner, and he wants me to actually take like a photo of them. So I end up having to coordinate a photo shoot. And I'm like not a photographer, but it just might look like I am because I have this big camera with me. And so I then have to take all these pictures. The guy has no idea who I am. Doesn't care that I'm in a band or anything. Yeah. Which, you know, fair play. But so I just have to stand and do this whole photo shoot. And then I have to go back to my room.
Shoot. It's not just a
No, it's a shoot. Yeah. No, it has to be approved. No, he comes back to my room with me. I have to get my laptop out, put the memory card in, and he goes through all the pictures with me and is like, "Oh yeah, that one looks great. Cheers, mate, thanks." And he gets me to like email it through to him and all, like as if I'm doing like a job for him now. It's just horrendous because we're all thinking that he's a fan of the band, and no. So. Yeah.
I mean that's not a million miles away from when we met this morning in the cafe. And I've hurt my neck, so I can't turn around. And Michael, who's filming this, was like, "Oh, there's just somebody taking a photo of you at the window." I turned around and waved like the Queen, and then that person came in and basically said like, "Oh, that wasn't you that I was taking the photo of," and yeah, I.
But I believe that like anytime I've ever really been out with you for coffee or something, there's always someone comes up and asks for a picture with
It's
you.
usually a nervous 17-year-old boy. He's sweating a bit, you know.
But you must get it a lot around here.
Not loads in Hollywood because I feel like I know most people.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I mean? But like maybe in Belfast, yeah. Tesco's Newton Breda, hotspot for me.
Oh yeah.
All the time. That's why I go there even when I don't need stuff. But yeah, for some reason, people are always there. This from Giles Strutt, who says, big fan of you guys. As a fellow past pupil of Bangor Grammar, it's great to see you guys do so well on the global stage. Right, there's another example of that, because I thought he was talking about me and you. Big fan of you guys. A fellow past pupil of Bangor Grammar, great to see you guys do so well. My question is, who's the most unexpected celebrity person you bumped into at a party or event? Cheers. So similar to the Ronaldo thing, but maybe like at an event or a party, maybe like a record label party. Have you ever bumped into anyone that was a bit out of the ordinary?
I just also have a shocking memory for this sort of stuff. I feel like I'm going to give like a really rubbish answer.
Paul Rankin.
I remember about Paul Rankin. We've met loads of people. Like, I'm trying to think who like a weird one would be. We met Joey Barton once at Glastonbury.
Exactly what I was looking for there. That's niche enough for me.
That's not like a Chris Martin. You're not expecting that one. And Joey Barton, this was back whenever he was trying to rebrand himself, I think.
As like a forward-thinking Joseph Barton.
I think it was just pre-Joseph.
Yeah.
But he was there because Morrissey was playing, and he's renowned as being a big Smiths fan.
Yes.
So he ended up coming to one of our gigs and all after that, and
did he put a cigarette out in your face?
Luckily not, no.
Because he does that.
He did text me though and ask if there was somewhere where there was free beers. It's like
Joey Barton texted you?
Yeah.
And asked you if there was someone you... Did you exchange numbers at the gig?
We did.
Or like social media things?
Yeah, I think it was a Glastonbury or something. This is also like pre me getting back into football massively, just totally washing my hands of it.
So you're thinking, if
so
I
my
get him
friend's
a couple
with
of
me and he's
bottles
thinking, he's like, there's that guy, Premier League footballer. I'm thinking, oh wow, class. Obviously used to love football.
Yeah.
Getting back into it a bit.
Right.
Sitting in class. That sort of didn't really realise. It sort of kept in touch with the Man United team, not so much the full Premier League when we're sort of globetrotting.
Yeah.
Just totally washing my hands the fact that I've got his number. But he was very friendly. I mean, it was grand. And
do you still have his number?
Maybe. I don't know.
Sam, do you know, it would be really fun if you did. If you have it, just send him a text right now.
I'm definitely not
and
doing
say,
that.
And say, Joseph, what's good? Question mark.
Oh no, but no. I was just thinking,
no,
like, you must earn so much money, but you're asking about a free bar.
Yeah, any beers going? Yeah, he's like a 17-year-old at a house party.
Yeah, well, so I really liked it.
Can your dad get us drink?
Yeah, it was great.
I enjoyed that a lot.
But you know, people change maybe. So
Connor Scott, I think he's still putting cigarettes out in people's face. Connor Scott says, music nerd alert. Connor Scott is a singer-songwriter from Belfast. He's great. He has very lovely long ginger hair.
Great.
He says, would be cool to hear his thoughts on the realities of touring and the evolution of it as the band got bigger and more successful. Also, favourite pedal. I don't understand that. I presume he means brake, clutch, throttle.
Yeah, no, I think it's gear chat.
Right.
Hashtag, yeah.
The Loop would probably be my favourite one.
Yeah.
Loop would be probably my favourite one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Or Yamaha.
Yamaha.
So the realities of touring.
So I think you look back on the early days as sort of the glory days, do you know, where it was a lot better in our heads than I think the reality was.
You sleep anywhere.
You sleep anywhere. You're upright in a van all day. You know, I remember we did our first tour of America, and you're just so excited to be doing it. We were supporting a band called Phoenix out there who were on that was just whenever they hit it big there. They're on like a big tour bus, and obviously America, the cities are a bit further apart than they are here. So we're driving around in a van trying to catch up with a sleeper bus. So you're going like 2 hours in the evening, sleeping on a like Motel 6 or one of those like sort of things with bed bugs and that sort of like you're checking out at 5 a.m. to get back on the road, driving like 8 hours along a motorway or highway, and you're eating terrible like service station food, which is not like Waitrose and Marks and Spencer's like it is now. It's just like proper truck stop sort of garbage. Hence the picture you put up for 2012. So yeah, I think it was really fun because it's like the first time, lots of firsts, and like everything's always really fun. when you're doing it for the first time. But yeah, I think if I had to do it now, it would be a different story. I think I'm aware that we're very privileged to travel in nice tour buses and have like actual,
Cows.
yeah, like good employees who are good at their jobs, and means we don't have to do lots of stuff during the day, which is great.
Do you ever get wee warm cloths that you open up and there's like lemon and you put it on your face?
Just in life, or just
Yeah, just when you're touring.
no.
They're always class.
Yeah.
Don't really do them on planes anymore.
Oh,
but
like on a
it
plane.
was a lovely touch.
Yes, sorry. Yeah,
When the
you
wee woman
scalding
come
hot
round.
rag. Yeah.
Come round with the tongs. Face
Yeah.
cloth. Oh yes.
Um.
Doesn't really happen as much anymore. Why is that?
Well,
Like terrorism?
it does. It
Bastards.
does. It does happen. A bit. Yeah.
Not in the
I'm
South
not
Side,
really
come on.
fond of it. I'm always boiling when I first get on a plane, and there's like the thought of having to touch my face with a hot
Well,
thing.
they don't give it to you straight away. The idea is it's just before you land, freshen you up with. Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I use it just for my hands. I don't even put it on my face, but I act like I did.
Yeah.
When
Well,
she comes back
I
round,
think
I
it's
go,
for the hands more
I tap
so.
my face. Oh right, I was using it on my face for years.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think it's sort of pre-meal. You know, wash your hands almost.
Ideally, it'd be post-meal for me.
Yes.
If I've eaten a meal, I want to clean my face.
You want the wet wipe in the wee packet, the
Yeah.
sachet.
I get it. I don't think I'll grow out of this. I get a dirty face when I eat a meal. I always
enjoy
get stuff
yourself.
in my teeth. I get something in the corner of my mouth.
Yeah.
But, you know, it makes it so
Well, a
well.
toothpick, that's another rare find now.
They don't work for me.
Oh, they don't?
No.
No, not big enough gaps?
No.
Okay.
Matthew Murnan, my teeth are all very close. Matthew Murnan says, has Sam had any great moments from home whilst abroad? Like my Dubai mosque story. Very quick version of that
Yeah.
is I went to the mosque in Abu Dhabi
Uh-huh.
and I was wearing the wrong clothes. I was wearing a boob tube and a skirt, so they wouldn't. Those guys don't love it. And essentially they made me buy like a full Muslim
Yep.
Sikh robe
Right.
to walk around and headdress and stuff. So yeah, have you any like funny road stories or found yourself in a situation that was maybe funny to others but not to you at the time?
Gosh. I feel like we've definitely been in awkward sort of versions of that where like you're in Japan in like a temple or something and you're not really knowing what to do, or we've done it like in Mexico, like
You don't know the customs.
a Mayan took us through a pyramid and did like a little ritual, and you sort of, you know, you just feel very Irish and yeah, like you just want to snigger and you don't know what to
Yes,
do.
Yes.
Feel very uncomfortable, whereas like we're with some Americans and they're all very, you know, feeling it and at one with the spirit animal and all that sort
There's
of stuff.
third eye and all that shit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We're a bit too cynical, aren't we? Can't enjoy ourselves.
Nathan Burke says, where's your favourite place to go on holiday? And what is your favourite brand of tea? I'll allow the second question because it is tea related. But yeah, what's your favourite holiday destination?
Holiday destination. I went to the Maldives in my honeymoon, and I don't know if I could claim that as my favourite holiday destination because it would sound as if I go there all the time. I think that sounds like it has to be an achievable sort of place that you go.
And one place you don't want the warm hand towel,
Yeah,
because you don't want to warm your face, get off the plane in the Maldives.
and just
You're going to melt.
you want an iced towel there,
Yeah.
ideally,
Yes.
like a little fridge towel from the gym.
Oh, perfect.
Big fan of those.
Perfect. Your favourite brand of tea?
I would say it's the one that they give you actually. What's that deli in Belfast?
Central.
Uh,
Nambari, Punjana, Tetley,
no,
Barry's.
it's. I want to say it's like a Nigerian tea. Roberts, which doesn't sound Nigerian. I think Roberts.
Robert's a guy from Newton Abbey. He's not from Nigeria. Do you think Nigeria is just
Maybe
outside Belfast?
It's the blend. I don't know. A Nigerian blend.
Well, fuck Robert. He's away in Nigeria to get more tea.
Roberts. I want to say that's the name of the brand. I love that, but I don't have it in my house. It's a real treat when I'm out. But at the house I have a Yorkshire Gold.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I'm a Tetley man, but I'll look at other options.
Yeah. I know. I actually bought a new bag recently to try it out because I thought, why not?
This is exactly the chat I want here.
I think is Thompson's. Is that a tea brand?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
got one of those to try because it sounded local and it had one of those great taste stickers on it.
Yeah.
And
You all about supporting local?
well, I feel like
Remainer?
you're forced to try it, aren't you? It's like It's expected, yeah.
Sorry about that, I had to take a break to go to the little boys' room. And I feel like I displayed good etiquette because there's no music on or anything here, and I didn't want you to hear me pee.
Oh, yeah.
So I peed against the, what would you say, the back of under the porcelain, like directly under the porcelain instead of the water. Which sometimes, I'll be honest, I just do anyway.
Yeah, good to practice the aim, always. Could have a target.
Yeah, honestly, my aim only got really good when I was about 25.
Yes, I mean, yeah. You're still never 100% sure that...
No.
You know, that's the risk.
I feel like there's no shame in it.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't know about you, I don't lift the toilet seat, like the second toilet seat.
Really?
Yeah, when I pee.
That's
No.
bold.
I'll be honest, I think it's weird. I think it's weird
Whoa.
if you do. You're saying you'll lift away.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Fair. William Palmer says, "Hey guys, by the way, hilarious name.
William Palmer.
He's called Willie Palmer." "Hey guys, firstly gotta say the Telegraph Building gig was probably the best gig I've been to. Unbelievable. Sam, do you think you could ever train Shane to be your backup guitarist given the nature of his spindly fingers? Thanks guys." I mean, starts off nice there and then just becomes a personal attack on my alien ET like fingers. I can I answer this one?
Sure.
You couldn't train me because I took guitar lessons for about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
When I was about 21 because I wanted girls to like me, and the only song I ever tried to learn.
Wonderwall?
No, When You Say Nothing at All by Ronan Keating.
Wow.
I know you don't know music, you wouldn't know Ronan Keating, but yeah.
I almost said I've seen Ronan Keating, but I haven't. I've seen one of the guys from Westlife.
No, you haven't seen Ronan Keating yet.
Yes.
You will at some point.
Yeah.
You'll see. We'll make that happen. You can see him.
Thanks.
Never had a haircut that suited him. That's just a side observation from me. I don't mean it as a personal dig. I just feel like Ronan Keating has tried throughout the years a lot of different haircuts, and nothing really sits right on his head.
Oh, right.
But that's by the by. Yeah, When You Say Nothing at All, I could get the first chord.
It's the changing.
By the time I got to the second chord, the song was over.
Yeah.
I couldn't move quickly between them, and I hated it.
Yeah.
And I remember when I got a guitar, going down to my auntie's house and my cousins were there, and I was like, "Do you want to hear a song on guitar?" And they went, "Yeah," because no one in my family's ever played guitar. And I said, "This is Razor Like Golden Touch," and I didn't know any of the chords how to play guitar. But I totally winged it because I would like sing the song, and then every once in a while I'd bring, do one of those, and I don't think it sounds good.
He's got nowhere to play that chord yet.
Because I love my confidence of like, I don't know any chords how to play guitar. I can probably wing this, But yeah, it wasn't good. Do you think you could? How long? So someone like me, I don't know if this is true, but they say the older you get, the harder it becomes to learn like a new thing like play guitar.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. I feel like anything now that I try and learn, it's like if I'm not instantly good at it, I have no patience. But probably when you're like, 8 or something and you try that, you just like sit for hours and practice that chord change, don't you?
Yeah.
No perseverance as you get older.
How long do you think it would take you to teach me one song on a guitar?
Well, I think
even like Wonderwall.
I think probably more to do with my inability to teach somebody. I feel like I'm not skilled at that.
Right.
But yeah, I think you could probably give it a go. I feel like something like Wonderwall, yeah, you could probably do it in a week if you wanted to.
Support on tour?
Just one song.
Guys, this is any song, you name it, I'll play it. Okay, we got loads of questions on, what do you call that? Twitter? the new app, Twitter. Yeah, I got questions from around the world, really, which is not something I get often. Watermelon Cats, do not know if that's this person's real name, says, "What inspires you to do music? And are you a cat person or a dog person?"
To be honest, the thought of sharing my house with any animal sort of repulses me a little bit.
Wow.
Which is not a popular...
sitting on the fence there.
It's not a popular statement. Don't get me wrong, if there's a dog around, I'll pet it and, think it's kind of cute, but just, the thought of hair everywhere and having to, like, spend your life, worrying about something like that. Like, you got to go home to feed a dog, or you can't do something at the weekend because there's a dog there.
Yep.
I just think, no, I'd rather just live my life. But, I think each to their own.
Probably the most each to their own, but the most anti-pet rhetoric I've ever heard
I know,
in my
right?
entire life.
Not popular. I don't really like cats, to be honest.
Same.
No real.
I like one cat.
Yeah.
I like my wife's family cat,
Yeah.
but that's it.
Yeah. I
And
think
I like Top Cat.
Top. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah,
Fucking great. Top Cat was great.
yeah. Yeah, it was.
They made a feature film
they?
like 5 years ago, Top Cat, and they made it like, you know the way they'll do like big films in like Hollywood, California.
Yeah.
They did this one in Mexico, and hey, you can tell.
Hollywood, California, just in case.
In case they mean
Is that what
Hollywood.
everyone from Hollywood has to say?
What inspires you to do music?
Oh gosh. I don't know. I think I like feeling productive, and I like the sort of process of working out like a song, and yeah, I guess it's like I just find it fun, I suppose. But that's not really the question, is it?
No.
What inspires you? Okay, anything. Mostly other music and
Ronan Keating?
feelings and stuff.
Ronan
I don't know. I think I was always more of a Boys to Men sort of guy.
Wow.
Than,
Wow.
than Boyzone, but
Rory Grieve has a very important question. Staying on the like deep theme. Is pee stored in the balls? I'll be honest, I'm dismissing that as a stupid question. I do not know the answer. No, it's stored in the bladder.
Yeah.
Dan over there behind the desk, like
Eyeballing
such a
you.
dad, mind bladder to me. Bladder, don't be fucking stupid. But there you go. I didn't know that. I didn't know that, but now I do.
Every day is a school day.
Steph McSteff says, will Two Door Cinema Club ever come back to Texas? I love the show in November.
Oh wow. Yeah, it feels weird having a question for someone from Texas in this scenario, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. Yeah, Texas. Always been good to us, so yeah.
Did you have any ribs in Texas?
Probably, yeah. I'm definitely a rib man when it comes to barbecue.
Same.
Yeah, not wasting time with any, like, who goes to a barbecue restaurant and orders, like, smoked chicken?
Salmon.
Yeah.
You can get it,
Yeah.
but like
It is.
they'll not be happy to bring you it.
Yeah.
Jazz Bowie says, what music styles has Two Door Cinema Club put into album 5? Anything new in particular?
Trying to count our albums. 5.
Is album 5 this album? False alarm?
I don't think so, no. I think it's the next one.
Oh, he's tricking you there.
Yeah.
By calling it album 5, he means the next thing that you guys do.
Yeah, so yeah, just more the same, everything, anything. I feel like we've always sort of been...
Everything or a band.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Yeah.
But you're not putting them into the next record?
No, we're not putting them in. Yeah, whatever. We've always sort of been into all different types of music. We've never really tried to be very wholeheartedly indie or anything like that.
Styles of the album definitely change, album to album.
Yeah, I think the sort of pull of influence always just gets a bit bigger. You know, we're always looking for something a bit different, and yeah.
Well, if you need anyone to freestyle a few chords,
Yeah.
let me know. A Two Door fan account says,
Oh.
when is this Shibashi album coming out?
Oh.
So that's a side project of... Is that you and Kev, or just you?
Yeah, me and Kev, and Kev's brother Paddy, who plays the drums and does like programming, and he's like a great producer in his own right. Yeah, I don't know, that's a great question. We've sort of put that on the back burner a bit. I think probably me moving from London, where they live, to Belfast probably put a bit of a spanner in the works, and yeah, other things, other commitments. So it's a very much a passion project that has slowed down, but
But
yeah,
it's all, because that's
a dream
that's
for sure.
That's the beauty of like a side project or a passion project. You can just pick it up any time.
yeah. I think it's like a prime example of something that we just do for fun.
Yeah.
Whenever everyone's free. So yeah, definitely be a dream of mine to release a Shibashi album.
With
so,
a new guitar player
yeah.
available. Yeah, people just asking about a new album. When's that going to be? But Lewis Collins says, what's the best setting for a cup of tea? Excellent question.
Wow. Probably gotta be just in front of a fire or something. Like,
But not too hot a fire.
no, like probably about 30 minutes after lighting it.
A fire that's too hot
Yeah.
is equivalent to no fire at all. I would rather have no fire at all than a fire that's like blazing.
Yeah,
You
sure.
don't want a blazing fire.
No.
I like the sound of it,
Mm.
but I don't like the room being too hot and your face goes all red.
Yeah, you
Hate
gotta
that.
crack a window and then you're sort of thinking, what's the point here? Yeah.
Tiernan McEwen, we'll rifle through these. Tiernan McEwen says, question for Sam. How's he enjoying being back playing football with the lads at Newton Forest and Belfast this year? Cheers.
Yeah.
Is that a teammate of yours?
It is, yeah. He got punched at the weekend.
Oh shit! By Joey Barton? For not having beers?
Yeah. No, we're playing a team who were, just a nightmare. And he got punched. You always think it's all just chat, don't you? And then someone gets hit and you think, oh, right, yeah, great.
So that I would, if I took football that serious, I would just stop playing.
I know.
That's a point where you're like, mate, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People are like, you're playing in front of 2 minute dog. In fact, a lot of the time, it's usually just one man and he doesn't always bring his dog.
Yeah.
At our level.
So horrendous. And that's the sad thing of football here. Probably in a lot of places with grassroots football, let's be honest. People do take it too seriously.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, love it. It's definitely become like the highlight of my week. For sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely love it.
People do take it too seriously, but are we still doing that ice bath after this?
Yeah.
Sweet. Zadik says, which Tudor song has your favourite guitar riff to play? It's a good question.
Oh.
Can I ask a question on top of that? Any of the the riffs that those iconic, we go, that song, is there any of those you just came up with? Or any of those I don't know how putting a song together works, who's there, who's contributing what, but were any I was going to do it and then realised I couldn't because I can't do mouth guitar, but what you know and stuff.
Yeah.
Or any of those you being guys, check this out.
Usually we'll try and do our own bits, especially with the first sort of album and second album when we wrote all together in a room. It was very much I guess stuff starts differently where Alex maybe be like, oh, I've got this chorus, and he would sort of play it on guitar and sing it or play a demo or whatever, and then we would all get in the room and just jam along, and riffs would come out of that, or else there were some songs that were oh, I've got this riff and they'll sort of put a song around it. So yeah, it's sort of different every time, but yeah, the process has definitely changed over the years, and for sure.
And what's the most fun? What's the most, if you were playing one song on a show and you got to pick it, what would you play?
Gosh, don't know. I feel there's different moments now, which is fun. Something like What You Know is obviously fun because it's probably the most well known song, and there's a bit of a reaction as soon as Alex plays the first chord. So you sort of feel that anticipation from people with that song, and whenever I come in with there's an instrumental version of the chorus at the start where I play the riff and people sing along and stuff, which is mad. You think that's usually reserved for lyrics. So that's pretty cool.
My favourite is Changing the Season.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I only discovered that after the Telegraph show. That was the first time I heard it.
Oh right. Yeah, because that's not on an album, I don't think.
I love that. I love the chorus. Jack O'Hagan says, who's his favourite centre half for Newton Forest?
He is a centre half at Newton Forest.
So who's the other one?
I think we've got a few. We're quite prone to injuries and people go on holiday, so there's quite a few to go through.
You said you're prone to people going on holidays, that couldn't be helped. I'm off on holiday here.
Yeah, quite a few musicians in the team as well, so lots of people doing gigs at the weekends and stuff, so it's quite a big fluid squad.
Yep. Alex J. Morgan says, what's his favourite homemade pizza topping? Do you know Alex J. Morgan, by the way? Alright, because he's verified, but he's maybe an Aussie rules player.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
He is.
Oh wow.
Or he just wears all the gear and
it's like us.
But no, I think he does. Yeah. What's your by the way, I have so many questions. I literally I can't get through them all. But cheers for everyone for sending them in. But yeah,
homemade pizza topping. Big fan of just any sort of spiced meat and a black olive. Love a black olive on a pizza.
Spice meat and a black olive.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if you put that into Google, you're going to get results. You're going to get results.
Yeah, there we go.
My last question comes from a band. This is what I was like, I think we have a question from a Spanish band. They're actually from Mexico, and they're called Hey Un Dinosaurio.
Oh, cool.
So shout out to those guys.
Yeah.
And they... Can I find any of their music? They're... Yeah.
Sounds live.
Sweet. So they say, again, we've had this, but which is your favourite Tudor song to play live?
Okay.
But as you say, it depends on different
Yeah.
Different moods, different
moods, yeah. It's fun. We end the set at the minute with a song called Sun. And yeah, it's fun as well. I think it's just more like from a, not necessarily from my point of view in terms of playing, but just the crowd reaction again.
Yeah.
I think a new one that I find really fun to play is a song called Satellite.
Yeah, it's good. It's a fun song.
It's a fun riff and the
the
chorus.
new album is like a fun album.
Yeah, thanks.
Plus,
yeah.
on our honeymoon, we drove a lot of the West Coast to the States.
Yeah.
And it was just a really nice soundtrack to that.
Good.
Kind of, it's like a summary album. I hate leaving on a question like this because it's a stock question. But what are you up to over the next couple of months there?
Next couple of months, not very much.
What's on the horizon?
Yeah, we've nothing now until May. Next stuff's in China potentially, and then rolling into summer of festivals, and then a few more tours until sort of up until November, December time, and then that's kind of us for this little run. So
I want to go to an away show.
Away
show, like a
Travel
European
sport.
show or something. Yeah, because
you're
like
always welcome.
Like Telegraph Building.
You've missed the European tour though, but summer of festival, that could be a fun one.
What about like Mexico or something, and we'll hang out with Dinosaurio?
Yeah, hook us up, take us to a few parties.
Yeah.
As if we go to parties. So.
Yeah. Festival. I open with Golden Touch by Razorlight.
Yeah.
And it's a good time. Been my first guest, Sam. Appreciate it. Thanks very much for coming
Thanks for having me.
And would you come on again?
Yes, definitely.
I would like that.
I'd like it to be noted that I did bring biscuits, but we didn't tuck into them.
Right. Can you pass me those? Because I didn't want to address this. But okay, so first of all, I gotta say thank you very much because you've taken into account the fact that I don't eat gluten.
I did, but also then I bought them and realised they're all butter.
Yes, which is the other allergy that I have. So I'm just looking here, whole milk. So like not even semi-skim, like whole milk, and then butter, milk, pasteurized egg. I mean, I appreciate
it's
this
more
as
of a
gift.
It's more of a token effort gesture, isn't it?
Yes, and also it could kill me, But I appreciate just you bringing these.
Noted that I'm the sort of person that turns up to your house with with something.
Yeah, that could kill you, like a crossbow or
but
whatever.
It's something.
But yeah, I appreciate those. Sam, thanks very much.
Pleasure.
There we have it, friends. Done and dusted. Episode 2. We're on a roll. We're every Wednesday. Okay, we've done 2. And that's it. Great talking to Sam there. He's just a lovely man. He's a lovely, lovely man. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to watch the video version of the podcast, you can do so on YouTube. It's just Shane Todd. You'll find it there. If you want the audio version, then it's everywhere. Check under your dad's blanket. It's there. Check the bath in your local leisure centre. And a lot of you are going, leisure centres don't have baths. Check and you'll find one, okay? Everywhere. Like even sometimes in your own bum, the podcast is actually there, which is weird. But it's there. It's on Podbean. Now, Dan, I'm just saying names of things. It might not be on. We don't know if it's on Podbean. It's on Apple Podcasts. It's on Spotify. It's on Napster. It's on BitTorrent, and I don't know what BitTorrent is. I just remember that we're talking about LimeWire there, and I remember that anytime you downloaded a song on LimeWire, like you'd rush to your computer, being like, "I'm gonna download the latest Shania Twain." I mean, I wasn't downloading that, but some guys were. You would download it and then you'd hit play and you'd open it in Windows Media Player and it would go, "You Soldier Boy," and I hated that. So I mean, it's irrelevant to everything we're saying, but Soldier Boy did do that. Michael, do you know what I'm talking about? No, Dan? Okay, you know Soldier Boy song? Soldier Boy, Super Soak That Hoe. What Soldier Boy did to get that song really famous was he uploaded it to LimeWire as every other song he could think of. So when people downloaded it, it was his song, and everyone's like, "Why is this guy going, you?" So some people just wanted to hear, like, Garth Brooks, Friends in Low Places, and they would put it on maybe at a cocktail party for swingers, and it would go, "You Super Soak That Hoe." So shout out to Soulja Boy as well, is what I'm saying. Thanks for listening to the podcast. It's produced by Dan Quick. Dan Quick, like his name, rapid. A rapid guy, doesn't walk anywhere, sprints at all time. He's like Linford Christie. He's always ready to just take off at speed. And the man behind the Labra, which is a play on words of the Liberace film, is Michael Foster. Okay? And he's there. He's behind the camera. He's nude. Okay? He's nude. He's German. Just today, which is weird, he just identified today as German. And it's his life. And it's his choices. And who am I to say that that's wrong? I am playing the Waterfront Hall, 3rd of October. My brand new stand-up show, Somebody Told Me. So you can go and check that out. I also do, tickets are on Ticketmaster and the Waterfront website. I also do a podcast with the Stonehead himself, the man cow. Dave Elliott, the Boytown podcast, every Thursday. Have a wee look at that. But yeah, cheers for watching, listen to this. Subscribe. Do me a wee rating and review. That'll be class. Just be like, that's class. And keep drinking tea and keep having tea with me. See you next week. Yeah, thanks.